Dupras weighing in officially at 145.8 pounds. His opponent in the red corner, Ethan Goss. And Goss weighing in at 145.8 pounds as well.
This is an incredible night of fights, beginning with a featherweight contest between Ethan Goss and Fred Dupras. Taylor tape shows you that Goss is 34, Dupras 32. Goss, the American, slightly taller and has a 3-inch reach advantage. As the voice of our smart cage, Greg Hamilton, gets us going.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest is scheduled for 3 rounds in the PFL Featherweight division. And first, we turn our attention to the blue corner to introduce a man with a record of 9 victories against just 2 defeats. All 9 victories coming by way of submission. He weighed in at 145.8 pounds and is a former Samurai MMA featherweight champion. Representing Laval, Quebec, Canada, Fred Dupras. And across the cage in the red corner, a 20-fight veteran with a record of 12 victories against just 8 defeats, 7 wins by way of stoppage. He weighed in at 145.8 pounds and is a former 247 FC featherweight and lightweight champion. He represents Petersburg, Pennsylvania, the Wolverine, Ethan Goss. Your referee for this bout is Chip Snyder.
Sir, you good to go?
Chip Snyder draws the first referee duties. Dupras in the dark trunks, Goss in the red.
Okay, here we go.
Sean O'Connell, Dan Hardy beside our PFL smart cage. And a high kick right there from the French-Canadian Dupras into a takedown attempt.
Nice. Picked the ankle, dragged him off the fence. He's looking to bind that leg as well. You can see he's just fixing that right foot in a position where he can gather the ankle.
Beautiful.
Nice work pulling the hips out. Goss is going to have to let go and start working back to his feet here. His butterfly hooks aren't going to do anything with the fence behind him.
Dan, you heard the Pittsburgh fans already throw some boo birds on the immediate takedown, but one thing you should know, Pittsburgh, is this is not a Dupras trying to take it down and grind out a slow win here. This man, when he gets it to the ground, he is looking for a finish. 9 pro victories, 9 submissions. On the ground, he is creative, he is aggressive, he is a wizard with the chokes.
I like that work as well from Dupras, moving his opponent off the fence. You can see now he's got the spine of his opponent on the floor, which makes it much easier to control him. Goss trying to get back to the fence, but now he's tangled up in a guillotine, Sean. This could be dangerous.
And you can see Dupras with the patience here, making sure he's got the right grip.
Yeah, good hand fighting here by Goss. You can see he's got a 2-on-1 grip on one of those wrists. Going to make it difficult for Dupras to get his arm free so he can continue threatening the neck.
And you can see Dupras positioning his hips and his legs. For a second there, looked like maybe he was going to try to work around behind Ethan Goss. Good reaction by Goss.
It's almost like he's going to use this position to get a better control. Now that looks more dangerous. Oh, he's got the knee across the belly as well. He's going to bridge over if he takes him out. Goss could be in trouble here, Sean.
Dupras will try to contact the mat with that right leg. Goss rolls all the way through, but he's thrashing, trying to get himself out. The legs are kicking. He does not want to tap, but you can tell the pressure on that neck is intense.
He's out, he's out.
Let go, let go.
This one is over.
Man.
First round submission for Fred Dupras. Goss confused. We'll have to take a look at the opposite angle on the replay. I think the referee saw the same thing you did, the kicking and thrashing legs, and then he kicked them out flat and went belly down. I think the referee thought that he had gone fully unconscious.
The other thing as well to consider is when you can't tap with your hands, you can tap with your feet, and the flailing of the legs could have seemed like a tap to the referee. I thought he was unconscious for a moment. Let's have a look at this replay. Let me see if I can illustrate it for you. So you can see the wrap. He's got the head and arm controlled here. You can see he's got a really shallow bite on it, and Goss is kicking and kicking, but that's the point where he goes limp. You can see the hips kind of flatten out, and as soon as the grip was released, oxygen came back into his brain, and he was back awake again. This is the point. You can see the legs go flat there, look. That's where he's out unconscious. As soon as oxygen goes back to the brain, you come back alert, but that was a good stoppage by the referee. I have no issue with that.
I see the confusion on Ethan Goss, and he probably doesn't realize he had gone all the way out. That is a blood choke with the guillotine, and as soon as you release that grip and the blood comes back into the brain, you can wake up relatively quickly. Dupras in control of that fight from the very, very beginning. 10 pro victories now, Dan, 10 of those by submission.
Very impressive, and an aggressive start as well. You know, he really attacked that submission.
So a quick start in our first bout of the evening here in Pittsburgh as Greg Hamilton makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Chip Barron stops the fight 2 minutes and 46 seconds into round one. For your winner by technical submission via guillotine choke, Frederik Dupras.
You can hear the frustration in the crowd, Sean, but you know as well, when you're caught in a guillotine like that, the moment between awake and asleep is very, very fine. And the point where all of a sudden the grip is released, oxygen comes back into the body, blood goes into the brain, and you've not got a memory of what's just happened because of the choke.
Well, it was almost a postured protest from Goss, but you didn't see him telling the referee, no, I never lost consciousness. No, I didn't tap, because he was uncertain as to what had just happened. That's an indication that he had gone unconscious, albeit briefly. He was out. That is a good stoppage, and Dupras is a factor here anytime he gets somebody to the ground.
Click below to subscribe and watch more MMA content.